Thank you for waiting patiently. But it's time for some Phoenix Wright. Now that I think my voice can handle streaming it, we will quickly find out if I can or not. I'm still coffee. I'm still phlegmy. Gross, I know. But sometimes it be like that. And today especially be like that. Raccoon! Hello, my friend! I know, Phoenix Wright. Because of that awful cold that I had, it was like a flu. That totally wrecked my voice. There was no way I could do Phoenix Wright. I'm still not 100% sure if I even can do Phoenix Wright. We'll find out. But I feel bad for not playing this for so long because we're in my favorite one. I want to play it. I want to play it. You still sick? I'm sorry. You got sick right after I got sick. I feel like I got you sick. Through the power of friendship. Friends share everything, even disease. That sounds weird, though. Maybe not so much that. Maybe not so much that. Okay, I'm gonna get started in just a second. Making sure phone is muted. Computer is muted. Everything's muted. Make sure my throat's clear. Me. The sound is profound when the mouth is round. And all that. Tonsillitis? Oh my god. I'm sorry, bro. I've never had that before. I still got my tonsils. But I hope you don't. But if you do, I hope you get them out soon. Oh my god. But seriously, I've not had a flu that lasts this long. Like, I'm still sniffling, coughing. See, I feel fine. I don't feel sick at all, but I still sound sick. Which is a pain in the ass. Oh wait, no, I remember what I was gonna do. Hope Piranha shows up because he's gonna. Oh, there he is. Piranha. I was just thinking, I was like, I hope Piranha shows up. He's gonna be real upset if he misses me finally playing Phoenix Wright. And man, it's like he heard. It's like he knew. There he is. It's that boy. Hey, Piranha, how you doing? I'm gonna attempt to do Phoenix Wright. We'll see. I'm still sniffly. I'm still coffee. Even though coffee. Even though I feel okay. I feel fine. I don't sound great, but I'll do my best. So, we will see. Man, it's been so long. What happened last time? October 13th, 3:02 p.m. You know, I'm glad we found the urn and all, but poor me. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, that's right. We got him acquitted of being a thief, but now he's... Godot played us like a fiddle. He played us like a chump. So we got him off for the theft of the urn, but instead now he's gonna have to go on trial for murder. That's simply not okay. Oh man, hang on, I forgot. Now I remember. I wasn't as ready to stream as I thought. Hang on. Oh my god. This is not good professional streaming, Shilova-kun. You lost a piranha plant tooth 5 seconds ago? Were you biting into a candied apple? You've had it before? But you haven't had the tonsils removed? Yeah. Yeah, if it's like a... It's one of those things where... If it turns out to be a bad thing, they'll remove it. Just so that it stops being a problem. They say that, but here in America, where our government doesn't like people having health care, they'll make you suffer. that or pay out the ass for it. Buddy Mario, you lost a tooth on Mario's ass? Damn. He thick. Okay, it's been a while, that's right, the Master Mask, we got these guys, this and that, and these and those. But poor Mr. Delight got arrested again! Well, supposedly Mr. Delight was in the CEO's office when the murder occurred. That's right, the CEO of the security company he works for got murdered.
No way, Jose! I don't buy it! But the one who proved that Mr. Delight was there was Mr. Nick himself. At least from what I can understand. Looks like you did too good of a job this time, Nick.
How about we get started looking into the KB security murder?
I think I'm gonna head back to Crane Village for a little while, if that's okay.
Oh,
sure, but why? I'm gonna bring the ticket urn back and have some people take a look at it. Oh, that's a good idea. I think I'll go with... No, Mystic Maya, you should stay here. I want you two to spend some special quality time together, full of happiness and love and...
Pearls is so caught up in her fantasy she forgot that Maya's already married to Piranha, and there's a murder to solve. Sacred urn given to Pearls.
Now remember, no fighting, okay?
Oh, Pearl's gonna be gone for a while. I miss her already. And she's gone. You lost a molar from a candy apple? Ugh. Damn. Savage. That's not a way I would ever like to lose a tooth, by eating anything. Maya, yeah, you guys are on the ship.
Okay, Nick, time to get going on this murder investigation.
What to do? So, what do we do now?
Isn't it obvious we should get out there and investigate the murder?
Well, first, we need to find out exactly where KB Security is located.
Hey, why don't we ask Miss Delight? She should know. Besides, I want to ask her some stuff about motorcycles.
Motorcycles? You're not thinking of getting one, are you?
I'm not the same little Maya who used to be happy with her dinky little bike, Nicky boy.
Speaking of asking around, I've got a few questions of my own for Mr. Delight.
Okay, well, let's make sure to go to the detention center too.
You must be relieved that we got the secret urn back,
You bet. But there's something a little different about it. Don't at me, it's pretty obvious, isn't it? I mean, take a look at this. It clearly says, I am on the urn in the poster. But the urn that we got back says Ami, like it always used to. Oh yeah, you're right. Plus, the vase has pink splotches on it now. I'm sure they weren't there before.
Maya doesn't know, but 1 year ago, when the urn was broken, the repairer accidentally turned Mystic Ami's name into I am. Oh, and that repairer was one mechanically unskilled little Pearls. But still, I don't remember ever seeing pink splotches on it.
Is it possible that the urn is a fake?
I'm sure Pearls will find out about that when she gets back to Crane Village.
Yeah, I suppose.
I think about it. Maya hasn't been back to Crane Village in a long time. So, I guess people still go to Crane Village to do their training, right?
Yep. If you want to become a spirit medium, you need to undergo severe training.
So, why haven't you been training lately, Maya?
Well, lately I've been thinking of heading to a channeling dojo to do just that.
A channeling dojo? Huh. Sounds pretty serious, whatever that is.
Well, if you're gonna train, you have to be serious. Otherwise, real tragedies can happen.
Is what happened last year still bothering you? Oh, Maya, it's okay. It's okay, Maya. That murder in her village, it happened because the power of channeling was misused. When a medium uses the Karain technique, she temporarily loses her own will. So, when an especially strong spirit is summoned, the spirit medium can get taken over and even forced to commit terrible crimes. What's worse, in those cases, the spirit medium has no memory of what happened.
that murder, it wasn't your fault, Maya. You know that, don't you? I suppose not, but I guess I'm still a bit shaken up, that's all.
It sounds like being the master of Karain is going to be a heavy responsibility. Drive you through and you're ready? Yes! Drive her there. That way she doesn't walk, because she's crazy. Though I guess she could take the train. Went to the dentist, but I continue eating that shit. You're damn right you did. You don't give up. Okay, we got some places to go. Let's go talk to, we'll go talk to Mr. Light first, since that's who you brought up first.
Oh, Nicky boy, Maya!
Mr. Light?
All I wanted to do was help my dear Ronnie.
But I guess it ended up hurting his case.
Don't say that, Nick. She doesn't need your help beating herself up. Hey, Nicky boy, please help Ronnie. He's not a killer, I swear. My Ronnie wouldn't hurt a fly.
All right, I'll poke around and see what I can find.
Really? Are you serious? I'm so happy. I knew asking for your help was the right thing to do. I don't know what I can do to help anymore.
I had no idea Mr. Light had such a vulnerable side.
Dun, 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 dun. Listen carefully, Nicky boy. My Ronnie would never, ever kill anyone. It's just not in him. I don't think he would either, Nick.
Yeah, but you have to admit, he's got a bit of a temper to him. It's not that hard, just imagine him snapping and screaming, "Please die!"
He would never say that. Anyway, Mr. Light, he might not be a killer, but he's still going around saying that he's a thief. I already told you, that's just a fantasy for him.
Mr. Light, I hate to say it, but you're the one living in a fantasy world.
What? Oh, how dare you say that to me, Nicky boy? I know everything about my Ronnie. We don't have any secrets between us. Ronnie isn't the thieving type. He's so honest that he wouldn't even sneak a nap. He's so honest that he wouldn't even steal a glance. A thief? The very idea.
Well, I guess I just don't get it.
Huh? Get what?
I just can't understand how they can be so different and yet be such a happy couple.
Yeah, they sure are different. Come on now, Nicky boy. It's not that mysterious, is it? It was love at first sight. For me, anyway. What? For you? So was it really love at first sight when you first met Mr. Delight? Well, maybe not at first sight, but Ronnie saved my life. Saved your life? I was at work one day when two robbers suddenly rushed in. Well, I'm not the kind to just curl up into a little ball in the corner, so I fought back.
Robbers?
Yes, they took me hostage. I was so frightened. They were both carrying these huge knives, and I broke down in tears.
Yeah, I would too if I were in that situation.
Oh, I think I get it. Did Mr. Delight come running to save you? Yes, exactly. I remember he looked so handsome in that guard uniform of his. He went right up to those two knife-wielding robbers and screamed in their faces. "Please, stop it!" he screamed. I could see the robbers' faces turn pale.
That high-pitched shriek of his does have a surprisingly strong effect on people.
Then, crying and swinging his arms like crazy, he attacked the two robbers. All by himself, he came to save me, a total stranger all by himself. He was so scared that he was crying and shaking, but he still risked his life for me. Wow, that's a great story. Yes, he may not look it, but in a tough situation, there's no one better. That's why I fell in love with him like I did. It's so romantic. I'd fall in love too, I guess. Nick, I hope you'll do the same for me if I ever get taken hostage.
Maya, I did! With Maya, that possibility always seems to loom in the not-so-distant future. Gulp.
I hate these kind of people more than anything. You mean ace detectives? No, I'm fine with ace detectives. Oh, so then you must mean thieves. No, they're alright too. I just hate thieves that pretend to be ace detectives. There's nothing I hate more than cowardly men. And by the way, Why did you go to the detective Atme's office anyway? Well, as the trial went on, I started to get more and more anxious. I went there to try to find out more about the real criminal. The real criminal? Yes, obviously, the real Master Mask is not my Ronnie, right? Well, yeah? And Detective Atme knew more about Master Mask than anyone. They mentioned him on the Great People Around Town segment on TV.
So then, you went there to ask him some questions.
That's right. I'll do whatever it takes to save my man. His secretary said the ace detective isn't in right now, but I forced my way past her and into his hideout.
I wouldn't exactly call that office of his a hideout.
That bag was sitting right there on top of the table. Oh yeah, we saw that bag there yesterday too. There's nothing lower than someone who would try to pin a crime on someone else.
Ooh, I mean, she right.
Jeez, Maya, they were acting so vulnerable. Which, don't say that to them, just act normal.
Okay. Larry's not here, Piranha. Phoenix would be like, yeah, what Maya said. And raccoon, trees, tropical trees, turtle, and crab.
Mr. Light, do you know about KB Security? Don't be silly, of course I do. That's where my Ronnie works.
So she thinks that he still works there, huh? And yet, according to what we heard today... Come on, don't tell me you didn't know. Ron DeLight was once an employee of KB Security. He was a professional security guard.
Ron quit. He doesn't work there anymore. It looks like Mr. Light doesn't know. KB Security is only about 20 minutes away. By motorcycle, that is. Well, Larry told me it takes about 30 minutes by car. Well, I have to admit I tend to fly pretty fast on my bike. To make it to KB Security that fast, are you sure you aren't literally flying? Why don't I give you a ride sometime? Or better yet, how about now?
No, I'll pass. Thanks.
Well, why don't you just tell us where it is and we'll go ourselves?
Last one, Fear the Faceless. You right. Goddamn Faceless popping up our missions and giving us the heebie-jibbies.
Haha, what a scaredy cat you are, Nick.
Mr. Light told us the location of KB Security.
Okay, let's head over there right away, Nick. Okay, let's go.
The CEO's office. So I guess this is where it all went down, huh?
The walls in here look thick. Just like you'd expect in a CEO's office.
I can't say thick like normal anymore. What does that got to do with anything? Hey, it's you guys!
Oh, it's Detective Gumshoe.
Well, today was a real train wreck for you guys, huh?
Sure was, pal. That prosecutor made real fools out of us.
Well, yeah, I feel for you.
Wow, that's not like you at all. I thought you'd be more like,
oh, that was great. You guys got what you deserve, pal. Ho, ho, ho.
Or something to that effect.
Do I really sound like that to you, pal?
If the gumshoe fits.
Well, anyway, the point is I can tell when someone puts their hearts into their jobs, and I can sympathize when things don't go your way. Sometimes I feel like wrong is about the only way things go for us detectives.
Wow, I had no idea Detective Gumshoe was such a nice guy.
Well, now if this little love fest is over, maybe we can start investigating.
Dun, dun, dun. Okay, Phoenix, the cave of the cryptid is around here.
It's scared sounds. Uh-oh, run into the cave, read next message.
You got a VR headset?
No. Well, I do, but for my phone. I don't have one. I don't have like a PlayStation one yet. I hope to get one so then I can do some VR recordings for you guys. And yes, Raccoon, Gumshoe, it's best boy.
Detective Gumshoe, tell us about what you know about the murder.
Okay. But the thing is, I'm really not supposed to.
Hey, come on. What about that we put our hearts into our work? Things are really working against us right now, and we need help.
Okay, I tell ya. Just don't start crying on me, okay, pal?
Okay, I won't cry on you, pal. The victim's name is Kane Bullard. He was the CEO of KB Security and a pretty big fella in his own right. His corpse was discovered at 9 this morning. His estimated time of death was 1 in the morning on October 12th. Cause of death was blunt force trauma to the head, probably an object in this room.
It happened at exactly the same time that Mask was stealing the urn. Huh. Autopsy report added to the court record! Cerebral hemorrhaging from blunt trauma to the head. Ugh. Damn. Never apologize. Gumshoe is best. So, why did it take almost an entire day to discover the body?
There's a good explanation for that one. Bullard's body was stashed away inside that safe.
Safe? Oh, well, it is pretty big.
Nobody had heard from him, and when they opened the safe this morning, out he came.
Oh, so the body fell out? That would be that white string must be the shape of when he fell out. I think we still need more information about Mr. Billiard. Maybe you can start by getting the man's name right. Screech! I am not gonna make a screeching noise on my stream. Screech! My eyes! The sound of someone in love? What would that sound like? You're making this real hard. You're making this real hard, Piranha. Maya, why are you blushing? I'm in love. So, what happened to Master Mask?
Well, he's at the detention center screaming like a madman. Investigate me again! He keeps yelling.
No, I didn't mean him. He's not the real thief anyway, right?
Oh, you mean that detective at me? Oh, that was great. That guy got what he deserved.
Now that's the detective I know and love.
Think about it. Atme was always around when a calling card showed up, but he always mysteriously disappeared when the heist took place. I was hiding at the crime scene. Yeah, right. That's the lamest thing I have ever heard. That's how you just knew he was a thief.
Well, that would explain how he was able to retrieve the stolen item he keeps bragging about.
Yeah, he just did that to make himself look like a great detective. That's all. But there's one thing I can't figure out about his first heist.
His first heist?
Yeah, the Tear of Eminon case. There was a witness on that one.
A witness?
Here, I saved the newspaper clipping. Since the thief's already under arrest, you guys can keep it.
Hey, thanks. Hey, this guard here. Haven't I seen him somewhere before? It's pretty small, so it's kind of hard to see, but now that she mentions it... Oh, that prosecutor! I really don't like that guy. The way he used our own evidence to do that to Mr. Delight?
Yeah, I think he did that just way because he knew it would hurt more. That's what my gut tells me anyway.
So who is that Java-addicted masked maniac anyway?
Prosecutor Godot? Oh, he's quite the enigma, huh? The thing is, pal, I never even heard of the guy before. He just showed up one day at the prosecutor's office. Came out of nowhere.
Well, that's right. He said that this was his first case as a prosecutor.
And it's true, according to the records anyway, but... No way he's an amateur. He's an Iceman in court. A maverick that gave me goosebumps.
Goosebumps? You?
Yeah, I knew something was off about him, so I asked around. Nobody would talk to me. They all just turned the other way.
Poor Detective Gumshoe. I had no idea you were so unpopular.
No, that's not what I meant.
That Godak guy acts like he knows me and has a grudge against me. I may get the feeling that he's hiding some kind of dark secret. Boy, you have no idea. No idea. And that's how me and Maya fell in love. Oh, it's so romantic. I love it. Pearl's not here, but I did anyways. Let me see about what this article. What this?
This was his first heist, and I guess I underestimated him. I was sure I was going to get him, so I was careless and lost the info on the witness.
By witness, do you mean the guard in this photo?
Yeah, he and the detective worked together to try catching Master Mask.
But he got away anyway, huh?
That guard. I got the weird feeling that I've seen him around lately.
Did you?
Did you really? Remember, don't tell anyone about that emblem, okay, pal?
Does the thief ever send these to the police?
No, always to the victims. Up until now, the victims have always come to us looking for help, though.
That's not what happened this time, you mean? Oh, that's not what happened this time, you mean?
You got that right, pal. Listen up. If you guys ever get one of those calling cards, I want you to come to us right away. Got me?
Yeah, sure. About this blackmail letter?
Yeah, I've been thinking a lot about it too, pal. Why would King Bullard have been blackmailing Ron Delight anyway?
Well, Mr. Delight used to work at KB Security, right? But what was it that made him quit?
Nick, that's it. Maybe that's the same reason he's being blackmailed. Well, I'm in the middle of investigating that right now.
Oh, alright.
Sorry, pals.
Gumshoe from the future. Interactive Gumshoe Shilova-chan fanfic. Good. I do remember. Oh, the cringe. I like that. I was a Chan. His wallet and his key card, huh? Oh, I didn't actually expect him to say anything about it. I guess we need to ask Mr. Delight about some more things about these two. About these blah, 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 blah. Talk to him about those things. Detective Gumshoe, about this right here.
Oh, sorry. It's hard to believe, but there's a limit to how much my brain can hold. I got 2 ears and 2 eyes, but I only got 1 brain.
I can see your eyes and ears, but the jury's still out on the brain thing. Hey, Nick, if you have something to say, just come on and say it. It's probably better if I don't. Anyways, let's look around. Check out this big, thick binder here. Leave the heavy lifting to me, Nick. Reading a file isn't exactly backbreaking work, just a little hard on the eyes. Ah! But what did you find out, Nick? This file, it's not about any kind of security operations or anything. This huge file is all about Mask to Mask. It's filled with info on him. What? What kind of info? Well, it's filled with incredibly detailed information about his methods and the crime scenes. Hey, Nick, look at the last page. It's a list. Let's see, Tier of Emanon, 100,000? This looks like a list of all the treasures that Mask to Mask stole. So then 100,000 is the value of the stolen item? I don't know. That number sounds kind of low to me. I think I'd better secretly make a copy of this list. Secret list. Just shove it in my pocket. This must be the CEO's desk. It's a lot simpler than I would have thought. Hey, that looks like a super soft chair. Let me try it out, just for a second. Oh, nice. I feel just like a CEO. Hey, you, whip me up a cup of some really expensive import tea and some scones. Move it. Ah, this is the life. The victim sat in that chair just before he was brutally killed, you know. Yeek! Well, that's what you get. Ooh, there's a button here. Let's see. Hey, cut it out. Don't press that. That was pretty funny. I never knew Detective Gumshoe could jump like that. What is this button anyway?
What's an emergency buzzer? It says that right in the panel.
Oops, you're right. It's written right there. Nick, how many times have I told you to read the instructions first?
This alarm's connected to the basement guard room. It's used to summon security up here.
Really? Then it's possible on the night of the crime. Oh, so when the CEO was attacked? Do you think that maybe he pressed the buzzer?
Yeah, I thought about that, so I asked around down there. But they said that the buzzer never went off that night. Also, we couldn't find any fingerprints on the buzzer. Mr. Bullard, the victim, wasn't wearing any gloves, by the way, just so you know.
I think we better go and talk to that guard about this emergency buzzer. Ooh. Important stuff. Could be my got through the vines, thorns, and other plants. But I did get through during the time you had the mullet. Don't talk about my old hairstyle. Okay. A piranha plant with a hairstyle? That's scary. Quick question. How would a plant in my anal reproduce? Asking the real questions. And yes, 19 more subs until 100. I'm excited.
Shoot for the stars. We gonna do it. This is gonna be our year, damn it.
Wow, look at that huge framed photo.
tall mountains rising majestically against a dark and cloudy sky. There was a title written at the bottom of the photo. The greatest sunrise of my life. This is it? This was his best sunrise? Well, either this guy didn't get out enough, or he had really rotten luck with weather. Maybe if he had lived a little longer, he would have seen some better days. Ew, think about it, a dead guy was laying in here all night.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, don't bother asking about fingerprints. There were none.
Well, somebody opened the safe on the night of the crime, right? Yeah, and so?
Well, if Mr. Bullet's body was hidden in there, it must mean that it was opened either by the killer or the victim, right?
Yeah, I guess so.
Ho ho ho! I got some bad news for you, pal. Are you ready?
Okay, shoot.
Opening this baby is no piece of cake. There are only a few people who know how to open the safe, pal.
Yeah, and?
Well, everyone that knows how to open the safe had airtight alibis, I checked. Everyone except one, that is.
I'm almost afraid to ask.
Former Security Chief Ron DeLight.
What? Ron DeLight? He was the security chief? Ron? So he knew how to open the safe, huh?
Yeah, sorry for raiding on your parade there, pal.
I think I'm gonna be sick. This rope, you think it fell out of the safe when it was open?
I don't think so.
So you mean... Yeah, I think the string shows where and how the corpse was lying. You mean... The victim... He was killed by being crushed by the safe door? She can't be serious, can she? Maya... No! What? Maya! No! No, Maya!
They used gloves? No, lost when Gumshoe said there were no gloves. He already checked. Otherwise, that would have made a lot of sense. Get your mind out of the gutter, raccoon.
Stop looking at that art.
Oh god, Rule 34. Rule 34! No! If this continues, I'm gonna be demonetized before I get monetized!
Now that's something I would say. It's like, oh god, Rule 34 in my Phoenix Wright stream, no!
Stop it! Stop it! Everyone stop it right now!
These look like some kind of bookshelf rolling cabinet hybrids. I can't get in between these two shelves.
Don't strain yourself trying. Oh, my flashback of Resident Evil 2 and trying to move the things when Mr. X was coming up my ass.
Don't strain yourself trying. It looks like the shelves are controlled by a special panel. So I guess it's one shelf at a time, huh? Looks like they're filled with bunches of files.
Yeah, files filled with data about security jobs we were hired to handle.
It'd be a good night's reading, if you got insomnia. I was hoping for something a little bit more exciting, like UFOs or something.
Maya, why? Why would it be UFOs, Maya? Alright, sounds like we got a lot of stuff to talk to Mr. Delight about. Gumshoe has not told us about something, but we'll come back. Oh, we can go to security room? Oh shit, let's go to security room. Come on everyone, field trip. Wow, this is really something else.
For a security guard office, it sure doesn't feel very secure.
KB security guard. Uh-oh, I just remembered. Larry might be, hey Nick, what's up?
Oh, so he is here.
Yo, how's it hanging, dude? And you got my sweet little Maya with you too. Oh god, Larry, you're gonna die.
Hi, Larry.
Here I was working my fingers to the bone, and in walks in an angel. I've got no problems with a daytime date. It's all good.
No, that's not what we're here for. We're investigating the Bullard murder case.
Huh? Oh, yeah, that's right. You're a lawyer, ain't you?
He's so hopelessly clueless.
Well, if it's about the murder case, boy, have I got some good info for you.
Really? What is it?
Well, I don't mind sharing with my sweet little Maya, but Nick here's a different story.
But Larry, I thought you two were old school buddies.
Well, that was then, and this is now.
God damn it, Larry, just tell me. So what's this good info you were talking about, Larry?
Hey, I'm a guard, a pro. I can't just give away my information for free.
He wants a bribe? I thought professionals were more, I don't know, honest? Can you talk to Maya? Larry, tell us already. What's the good info?
Hey, I like that. This kitten's got some claws. Okay, you really want to know?
Yes. So tell me.
Okay, so the thing is, Ron DeLight was an employee here, and naturally, since I'm the pro, I looked into his background. Follow me?
Yes, you're a pro. I follow you. Go on.
Well, 1 year ago, Ron DeLight was fired. And there was no warning at all. It just happened all of a sudden. I know this is a small company, but I think that was pretty awful.
Well, I guess he must have done something really bad to be fired like that.
Like maybe skipping out on work to go pick up hot chicks or something?
No, that's just you. So, what's it like to be a part-time security guard?
Let me tell you, it's tough. Well, you know me, I get by alright, I guess. First, I have to keep my eye on those monitors all the time.
Monitors?
There are security cameras set in each room around the building. It's really hard. Sometimes I feel like my eyes are gonna fall out.
Oh.
And if I see something suspicious, I have to contact one of the teams.
What teams?
The security teams for this company. They're supposedly the best in the business. But I'm no amateur either, so if it's something small, I don't bother calling them.
So, in other words, you basically watch TV screens all day long. You don't even do your damn job. Good lord. I'm not trying to imagine how that would work in constructive fanfic. No, Raccoon! No, you stay out of the garbage. You stay out of the Rule 34 garbage. You stay out of there. No! Bad Raccoon! Can someone get him out of the dumpster? Larry, goddammit! Yep, there he goes. Piranha gonna murder that Larry boy.
She's so precious when she smiles.
Just continue this song. I don't know what that song is. Larry did it. Just see, he wants to be. He just want. Larry did it. Just see it in his wanna be Phoenix Wright haircut. Okay. And his Piranha Plant Maya fanfiction cover No! No! Well, I guess you can murder Larry as long as there's no Rule 34. You were in this office when the murder took place, weren't you?
Why do you say that? This is just a part-time job for me, and I can't operate the equipment, and I'm dumb.
Even if it is a part-time, and you're dumb, you're still in charge of security here.
Hey, give me a break! Don't try to pin the whole thing on me! That's not fair, Nick!
Huh?
I don't think you can expect someone like him to take any responsibility.
Anyway, the point is that you were here that night, right? God damn it, Larry! Ah, no, I knew something smelled bad, and it was the butts after all.
Well, it's like I always say, that was then and this is now, okay?
It looks like I'm gonna have to break his psych locks after all. Why you gotta make this so hard, Larry? Why you gotta do it, Larry? Hey, Larry, that's your jacket, isn't it?
Well, that's right.
Did you know you hung it right on top of some kind of lever?
Yeah, sure. I was told to never, ever touch that lever. She scowled and huffed at me. Something terrible will happen if you do. Got it, Greenhorn?
So why you hang your jacket on such an important lever?
Yeah, because it got me curious. If the jacket's weight pulls the lever down, that's what they call an accident. Doesn't the suspense just kill you? Don't you just want it? Don't you want to know what'll happen? Huh?
It's true. It's killing me too. What about you, Nick?
Yeah, but for a different reason. Something's written on this poster in fine print.
A guard's 5 commandments. Wow, this sounds serious. Let's see what it says. Number 1, obey thy superior. 2, respect thy superior. 3, smile at thy superior. 4, salute thy superior. And 5, buy donuts for thy superior upon command. It's signed Wendy Allbag, a head supervisor.
She's one tough old bird, let me tell you.
Oh god, no. No, I don't want Wendy in this game, no!
Cross her, and you'll come face to face with her real, genuine ray gun.
She's still got the ray gun. Yeah, sounds scary, alright.
Well, fortunately, she's on vacation. That's why I'm so relaxed right now.
Oh, thank God.
That's my partner's seat.
Your partner?
Well, that's what I call her. She's my superior, actually. Kind of a weird old lady.
There's tea spilled all over that machine, you know.
Oh, don't worry about it. Just the other day, I spilled some chocolate milk on mine. It still works fine, more or less. They really know how to build them, I guess.
Oh my god. What is going on here?
Wow, take a look at these things here. Hey, Larry, what are they? Did you just say,
Hey, man, it's not like I know what they are to do what I need to know what they are to do my job. I always thought they were just some kind of decoration or something.
Oh boy.
How did this guy ever get a job here anyway? There's his goddamn chocolate milk.
Those screens here show what's going on over the building. Everywhere. And it's my job to keep a steady eye on them. All of them.
I wouldn't sound so smug if I were you.
Can you watch regular TV on these too?
If anyone would sit here and watch TV instead of working, it's Larry.
Hey, Maya, I'm a pro, okay? Besides, you can't get regular TV on it.
And how do you know that, Larry?
Because that was my first bit of investigation, if you know what I mean.
Raccoon, you got it. You got it. No old bag. Yep, everyone here knows to fear the old bag.
I know what you're thinking. It was a professional investigation, all right?
Uh-huh. That's good. That's not good. Okay, Larry. I don't know if I have anything to break his psych lock, but let's see. He's like the Homer Simpson of his job. Yeah, you right. You right. On the night of the crime, were you working hard like you were supposed to?
What? Huh? Of course I was. What wouldn't I have been?
But didn't you sneak out of work just yesterday to go see Mr. Light?
But that was that. And this is this.
Is there any chance that you snuck out of work last night too?
Never. I didn't sneak out. I tell you what. I'll even bet you $1.
$1? Wow. Now that's confidence.
What's with that drenched in the rain puppy look on your face? Do you have evidence that I left my position, or are you just pulling my chain?
The evidence that Larry was not manning a station when the murder happened is... I want to say it was the wallet, but I also don't remember. So I'm gonna pull up my facky fact so I can remember, so we can get through this. Let me see. I might have to go talk to Ron first, though, so he can talk to me about what happened that night. Let's see here. Education done 1. We got the trial. Investigation day 2. Okay. Okay, it is the wallet. Haha! I knew it.
Take that!
This wallet. You knew about this, right?
I've never seen it before.
Liar! You hand-delivered this wallet to Mr. Light just yesterday.
Give me a break. You can't expect me to remember every little thing that just happens.
Well, I do expect you to remember something that happened just yesterday. What time was it when you found this wallet?
Oh, I guess it was around 1 in the morning on the first floor of our company building. 1 o'clock in the morning?
That's right. In other words, Larry, at the time of the murder, you were away from the security guard office.
Ugh! Yeah, but there's something you didn't think about.
What's that?
My shift that day didn't start until 10 p.m. The murderer might have snuck in before then.
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
Well, if the murderer had snuck in before 10 p.m., Oh, then it wasn't my fault. It was the fault of the guy whose shift was before mine.
I don't have the feeling that he still doesn't get the seriousness of this. Listen up, Larry. We know beyond a shadow of a doubt that the killer snuck into the CEO's office after 10 p.m. during your shift. God damn it, Larry. Why are you like this? I think it was, was it the key, was it the card? Yes. I was right. Larry, when you use this key card, does it leave a record?
Well, yeah, it does. But I can't just show the record to just anyone, you know.
That keycard data was already made public in the trial today.
What? I didn't know that. Any kind of request for info like that's supposed to go through me.
Boy, does that sound like a bit arrogant coming from a part-time guard. Anyway, according to the data, the door to the CEO's office was open with this card. Furthermore, it was most definitely used at 1 a.m., the time of the murder.
No way!
Yes, someone used this to get into the CEO's office. That happened at 1 a.m. on the night of the crime, right in the middle of your goddamn shift.
Oh.
Larry, you can't fuck your responsibility this time.
No! No way! I've been bamboozled.
Oh my god, what is happening in the chat? Wait, what back? Begin my horrible fanfic. The end is here. Larry, $1 ain't enough. We're gonna need $19 more for you to have confidence. That's right. Actually, no, I can't do it. It's too much. Instead, I'll just make a murder fic. The end of the character is near. Piranha and Maya chilling, though. Larry does a flirty flirt. It's good. It's good. It's good. That's good fit. That's good fic.
Oh, I knew it. It's all my fault. It's my fault that the boss was killed. My fault.
Larry.
There was nothing I could do. I have important issues to deal with too, man.
What happened that night anyway?
My Donna happened.
Huh? Your Donna? I got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, my Donna called and said, I have to talk to you right away. So I went to go see her, and he was standing right there next to her.
Who was?
Her new boyfriend. It was like some horrible joke. Before I knew what was going on, the guy socked me right in the kisser. Normally, I'm the one that does the punching. Isn't that right, Maya?
Yeah? So is that why you left the security guard office?
I'm sorry. It's all my fault. How can I ever make up for it, Nick? What can I do? What?
He's curled up on the floor, crying like a baby. Oh, boy.
Nick! Is there anything I can do? Anything. Just name it. I'll do whatever I have to make up for it. I swear I will.
Larry? Hey, Nick, as long as he's offering, why don't you show him the evidence we got? Oh, she's right. Maybe we'll at least get one bit of info, useful info from him.
Nick!
Does it mean the list that we got? Oh no, the buzzer. That's right. We were gonna ask him about. We're gonna ask him about that buzzer. The buzzer in the CEO's office is directly connected to this room, right?
That's right. Just like my heart is connected to yours, Maya.
Easy there, cowboy. Huh?
Go ahead, Maya. Press the buzzer in your heart. I promise I'll come running to your rescue, like the professional guard I am.
Wow, that was pretty good.
Thanks. I try.
Do you think you could tell us about the buzzer now? Yes, please. Please tell us.
Okay, I guess so. Prepare to be wowed.
I am always prepared to be wowed with you. I accidentally pressed the buzzer earlier.
Yeah, I heard it. So that was you, huh?
You're a security guard, aren't you? Why didn't you come to the CEO's office?
Well, this is the third floor of the basement. The CEO's office on the first floor. Well, I thought it'd be a good idea to, adopt a wait-and-see approach. Plus, there's a police detective here, right? I just didn't think it was necessary.
It's as if he's trying to win an award for the laziest person on the planet. Let's get back to talking about the night of the murder, okay? Is it true that the buzzer didn't go off that night? there must be a record, right? You have to look at it, right?
Well, of course I did, and I couldn't possibly have made a mistake either.
Do you think you could take just one more look for me, pretty please?
Oh, okay. I just can't say no to you, Maya.
Oh boy. Bye, last one. Prana takes a vine covered in thorns and poison ivy and sticks it down Larry's throat and cuts a hole in his throat. Jesus Christ! His organs come slipping out of a sloppy mess. Oh my God, this just got hardcore. That's like a doom kill right there.
What do you think, Nick?
He's probably right. I don't think even Larry can make a mistake like that.
What is it? What's wrong?
I made a mistake!
Huh? But how?
It can't be! It's impossible!
Okay, enough already. What about the records?
That night, it went off just once. In the morning at around 1 a.m.
1 a.m.? That's when the murder happened!
But, really? Are you serious? That's terrible! It can't be!
Oh, God damn it. It went off at 102?
You guys have really made me reflect on the way I've been living! But the only problem is, with all this reflecting, where's the time for love? Frankly, I think reflecting is a bit overrated, you know?
What are you gonna do? What are you going on about, Larry? Plus, do you honestly have any new info about the buzzer record?
Huh? The record? No, nothing at all.
This guy reflects about as much as a piece of black carpeting.
Okay, I think that's all we're gonna get out of Larry. For now.
Dun 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 dun. It says next go to the exhibition basement.
The Treasures of Korean exhibit is all ruined now.
Maya.
I'm sorry, it's just so sad. This was our big chance for everyone to learn about the spirit channeling.
Oh, maybe I can cheer up somehow.
Well, now that we got the Sacred Urn back, maybe they can reopen it. Really?
Sure. Maybe we can label it the Urn of Master Desires. Well, that'd probably attract a lot of attention.
Whoa! 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 That's brilliant, Nick! We could clean up. We'll be filthy rich. Woohoo!
Oh, wow, that was surprisingly easy. She bounced back fast.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Wright.
Miss Andrews, what's she still hanging around down here for?
So, how's it going? What about the Sacred Urn?
The urn? Oh, that. Oh, it's been taken care of already.
What do you mean, oh, that? Taken care of? Do you mean it's been found? Yes. It was brought in during the trial today. Wow, really? Oh, you guys really are the greatest, Mr. Wright.
Oh, you really are the greatest, Mr. Wright.
Mr. Wright had nothing to do with it. It was Master Mask's wife that found it. Well, anyway, I'm so relieved. I just heard all about it on the news. So that detective was actually the thief all along.
Well, it looks that way right now.
It's my fault. I'm the one who ended up hiring the mask to guard the treasures.
Oh, don't blame yourself. You were just doing your job.
Hey, Nick, if she wants to apologize, you should let her. So, when was it that you hired Detective Atme again? Oh, about 20 days ago.
And when was it that the mask's calling card arrived?
Well, that was about 10 days ago.
So he sent a calling card to the very place he was hired to guard.
I guess that's it then. Detective Atme must have really wanted the Sacred Urn after all.
I guess so.
What? So, Master Mask murdered someone as well?
Well, that's how things look right now.
Yes, but I thought that he was here stealing the urn at the time.
Well, we're talking about a criminal mastermind, so anything's possible.
Nick, let's get down to business already. On the night of the theft, did you notice anything suspicious about Detective Atme?
No, I couldn't have.
After all, he was hidden the entire time. I never even caught a glimpse of him.
He claims that that's the way he always operates.
That's just what he says so that he can have an alibi when he commits the thefts himself. Yeah, he was caught in the crime scene photo dressed up as Master Mask pretty well. I'm so glad that you got your secret urn back. Well, yeah, but there's still something that bothers me about it. What is it? I'm not exactly sure, but somehow the urn that came back seems different. Really? You wouldn't know anything about that, would you, Miss Andrews? No, I don't know anything. Why would I? Oh, god damn it. No, Adrian, why? Cyclops! Cock blocks. Her cock blocking is blocking the peen of my investigation. What do you think this means, Nick? Well, it means the person that holds the secret to the mystery of the sacred urn is our very own Miss Andrews. That's why I wanted to come here first, because we come here when that happens, and then we can't do anything about it. So now we gotta. We'll be back. We'll be back for that ass. Now let's go talk to that boy. Oh boy. Goodbye, boys. And then chumps with organs leaving part is buried. It takes an extra hard bite, smashes the ribcage. Fatality. Piranha Plant wins. Flawless victory. I already told you it's not me! A sad, pitiful whine that tapers into silence. Yeah, sounds like they're interrogating Mr. Delight right now. Man, we don't have enough time as it is. Yeah, well, I guess the police are going crazy just like we are. Yesterday they thought he was just a thief, and now they got a murder case on their hands. I guess you're right. That guard over there looks a bit on edge, too. Well, come on. We'll just have to come back later. Okay, let's go check out some other place, Nick. What the fuck? The fax said come here and talk to Ron. Well, I can't. I'm supposed to come here and talk to Ron. Okay, what did I miss then? I missed something. Oh, Gumshoe. I have to ask Gumshoe about the CEO. I didn't do that. I knew we didn't have a fourth conversation piece from Gumshoe, but pop here. Hello. Present Bullard. Detective Gumshoe, tell us more about Mr. Shane Bluebird. That's Kane Bullard, not Shane Bluebird, pal. Oh yeah, the victim in this case just doesn't make much of an impression on me. Well, you were the victim up until Mr. Bullard was found dead. Yeah, and his body wasn't discovered until this morning. Anyway, we don't have enough information yet. Can you help us out? Sorry, I'm actually a little confused myself. For some reason, I'm just blabbing like an idiot right now. Okay, Nick, now's the chance to get more info about the victim, so hurry up and ask. I suppose so. Well, can you tell us some more about Mr. Bullard? He was the CEO of KB Security, right? What kind of company is it anyway? Well, the company basically sends security teams out to buildings to guard them. Mr. Bullard must have had a chance to learn a lot of secrets doing that kind of work. Oh, and? And, I don't know how to put this, but the guy was kind of a money grubber. Really? Me too. I just love money. I can't ever get enough. Please stop leaning in towards me like that. You aren't getting to my wallet. Anyway, it looks like he did some pretty shifty stuff to earn his millions. Oh, so that's my problem. I need to be shiftier. Let me go already. Apparently, he was involved in selling trade secrets between rival companies. Oh, that's pretty dirty and underhanded. Yeah. Oh, KB Security used to head security operations against Master Mask. What? Really? Yeah, and after screwing up so many times, the company's reputation really took a nosedive. So it really was Bullard who sent Ron the blackmail letter, huh? Okay, so we got that. Last one, you return with a gift. Well, what is it? Open it up. I'd think at me be mess to mess if you can't see the nose. I mean, you're not wrong. You brung the snack that smiles back? Goldfish? Oh, hell yeah. I love goldfish. That truly is a snack that smiles back. Shit, I want some goldfish now. Why haven't I bought goldfish? My cabinet is sans the goldfish. Okay, so we looked at that. We presented that. Okay, now we should be able to talk to Ronnie Boy. Dun 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 dun.
Silly game.
Mr. Wright! Mr. Delight, did they finish their interrogation? Yes, but please don't leave me alone anymore! Mr. Delight, you lied to us before, didn't you? Well, you see... On the same night of the Sacred Urn was stolen from Lord the Taylor department store, a blackmail letter you got summoned you to KB Security to hand over some money. And then that's where the CEO, Kelly Bullard, was murdered. But there's only one Ron the Light, am I right? So the only question is, where were you that night? This time, I want to hear the whole truth. Your life depends on it. Okay. God damn it, Ron. I swear. Put those goldfish in the magical DVD player. Set them this way. Mr. Delight, do you still insist that you're Master Mask? Well, isn't that what I've been saying since yesterday? Well, that was a quick response. Tell me about it. To be honest, it's starting to get irritating. But listen, Mr. Delight, at the trial today, we learned the true identity of the thief, didn't we? Take a good look, everyone! Unable to find a rival worthy my genius, I was forced to create one by myself! Here I am, the tragic clown! It's the Joker. I guess it's true, I wasn't the one who stole the urn. Well, of course not. After all, you were at KB Security at the time. So then the person dressed up as Master Mask in the photo... It's gotta be Detective Acme. So that night you didn't go to Lord the Taylor, you went to KB Security, right? Yes, I went to KB Security at the time the blackmail note said I should. Alright, what happened next? Well, I used to work there, so I knew where the CEO's office was. I knocked, but there was no answer. So then I used the keycard to unlock the door. That's probably when he dropped his wallet. When I went into the CEO's office, someone was in there. Someone? Then suddenly, they bashed me in the head. Bam! Was it Kane Bullard that hit you? I don't know. The person ran away while I was still stunned. When I came to my senses, the sight it saw left me speechless. The dead body of the CEO was right there in front of me. I thought I'd die myself. Anyway, I thought I should do something with the body. So that's why you put it in the safe? Oh, yes, that's right. I used to be the chief of one of the security teams, so I knew how to open it. Okay, and what did you do after that? Well, I got out of there for starters. I was the one who set up the security cameras in that building. So I knew how to avoid being spotted by them. Nick. All of a sudden, Mr. Delight sounds kind of like the murderer to me. Please don't say that. Let's ask him why he was fired. Mr. Delight, is it true that 1 year ago, you were forced to quit KB Security? How did you... I'm begging you, please don't tell Desi, please! Don't worry, we haven't told anyone yet. Oh, thank goodness. No, but I suppose I'll have to tell her sometime. She'll find out eventually. Why have you been hiding it from her anyway? Desi would despise me if she ever found out that I was living a life of crime. A criminal, a thief. She'd never forgive me. My marriage would be over. Knowing that, why did you become a thief in the first place? Well, because Desi spends money like it's water. There's no job in the world that can bring in enough money. Well, except being a thief. At least that's what I thought anyway. So he became Master Mask for Desiree, huh? Okay, and then we ask him about, let's see, talk to him about that. Let's talk to him about, that newspaper clipping. Hey, this is an article about my debut heist. Boy, that was a tough one. Before I knew it, they were hot on my trail. But Master Mask, he must have gotten away, right? It says in the article that he disappeared. Well, that's right. I got a sudden burst of inspiration. I hid my Master Mask costume in a nearby plastic bucket. Then I quickly changed it to my security guard uniform. Pretty clever, huh? Wow, awesome. Hey, hold the phone. The guard in this photo, is this you, Mr. Delight? Hee, that's right. Nice trick if I say so myself. Nice and easy to figure out. Even Pearls could see right through that in a heartbeat.
Newspaper clipping updating the court record.
But as you might expect, Detective Atme found the disguise. He truly deserves the title of Ace Detective. Detective Atme found the Master Mask disguise? That's interesting. Yes, and I heard that he brought it home with him. So that's it. That's when Atme got his hands on this. Thanks to that, I got the chance to remake my costume. That must have been really time-consuming, huh? Yes, it took quite a while to complete. Anyway, a few days after that, I received the first of the blackmail letters. But blackmail letters? You got them starting when? Tell me more, now! Hey, calm down. You don't have to get so worked up. Ooh, a new song. This blackmail letter, is this the first one you got? No, of course not. But this is the first one that ever called me out to a specific location. So, did you start receiving blackmail letters after this incident? Well, yes, just a few days after the Tear of Emanon heist. That first letter, it said, I know you did it. So someone found out about your true identity? Just like that? It's not so easy being a master thief, you know. I've got proof that it was you, so give up, it went on to say. So in the end, I had to give up the treasure I went through all that trouble to steal. Is that right? Hey, hang on a second. What do you mean you had to give it up? Oh, don't worry. After I put the jewel in the safe deposit box the letter specified, someone sent me $10,000. No one said anything about me being worried, you know. After that, I started getting the plans in the mail. Plans? Heist plans? What are these plans you're talking about? Well, they were instructions on how to steal a crown or a painting or some other rare treasure. They showed security blind spots, escape routes, and even suggested training methods. So you mean that the one who planned the heist wasn't you? No, it wasn't. I only planned the very first one. After that, I received plans for some very kind person, incredibly detailed plans. It sounds like Mr. Delight's thankful to the person that was blackmailing him. So Ron Delight was Master Mask after all? But someone else is behind the thefts? Someone who planned them all in detail. All I had to do was deposit the treasures I stole into the safe deposit box. And then I just waited for the cash to come in the mail. Could you try not to look so gleeful about it? So you went after the sacred urn because of one of those plans too? Well, see, truth is, I've never seen the urn. All I did was follow the instructions and steal what I was told to steal. Mr. Delight, is everything you told me the truth? Yes, but please don't tell Tessie, okay? Ron's testimony. From the mask's second heist on, he was stealing as directed by blackmail letters. Ron, before we go, there's one more thing I want to ask you. Yes, but please don't hurt me. Mr. Kane Bullard, do you swear that it wasn't you that killed him? Yes, of course! I could never! I'm not lying! All I did was hide his body in the safe. But then I was afraid they'd discover what I did, so I turned myself in yesterday. Why? Well, if the judge had ruled that I was guilty of robbery, well, then I'd have an alibi, right? I guess so. You're really clever, Mr. Delight. I guess I have no choice but to take Mr. Delight at his word. Mystic Maya! Hey, Pearly! Oh, it's Pearls. You're the precious treasure. You're the most important treasure here, Pearls. It's you. 5 people watching. Hot dog. I'm back. Hey, Pearls. So, what have you been up to this whole time? The sacred urn, Mr. Nick. I took it back to Crane Village to have it examined.
And what did you find out? Hang on, I gotta clear my throat.
Well, there's no need to worry. They said it's the real urn. Phew, that's a relief. I was really worried. But there's one small problem. Problem? These cute little pink splotches, they said that it's paint and that they were put on the urn recently.
Why are we talking about the pink splotches again? What's the big deal?
What's the big deal? We've got to find out how they got there. That's the big deal. Yes, Mr. Nick, we got to find out how they got there.
Oh, okay, damn. Everyone putting me on blast. We'll go and find out how they got there. Damn. Please don't forget about me. We got the urn back. Oh, okie dokie. So I think I might have an idea about how those pink splotches got on that box. So I guess we're about to go find out about it. Okay, yep. To the basement warehouse. Everyone, get in the car. We stop by here, we take a pee, grab some crackers, goldfish crackers. I'm gonna be thinking about goldfish crackers all night now.
Oh, Pearl, how nice to see you. Hello there. I haven't seen you around lately. What have you been up to? Well, actually, I was having this urn examined. Oh, I see.
Maybe we take another good look at this urn. We can figure out the mystery of what actually happened here.
Nick, let's look around one more time.
Yes, let's. This box, there's something about it that's been bothering me.
That's the box that the secret urn was in. It looks like there's some pink paint on it too. And it's definitely the same color as the stuff on the urn.
I think I know how the paint got on it now.
Alright, let's investigate again, Nick.
Urn box. A wooden box that had the sacred urn in it. Has pink stains on it. And then slide over here. It looks to me like it's been dry for several days. There's something suspicious about that paint mark. The bottom left part of it's oddly shaped and it's shockingly pink.
Mr. Nick, could it be that this odd shape is...
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is it.
Oh, that's the box the secret urn was in.
If you look here, there's a little bit of paint on the box as well.
Wow, you're right. Look, it matches.
We're way too excited about this.
What is it, Mr. Nick?
This is all turning out exactly as I thought it would. Paint marks completely dry. The box of secret urn fits the gap perfectly. I think it's all starting to become clear. We're that much closer to solving the mystery of what happened to the urn. Okay, so we did that, and now... And now... Miss Andrews, do you know anything about the sacred urn?
Do I know anything? I'm in charge of the entire treasure exhibit.
The urn that was submitted before the court today. It's obviously not the same urn as before.
That's true. Maybe it isn't the same. It could be a fake.
A fake?
You're the one who said it wasn't the same, so that's the most obvious explanation. Do you have any evidence that the urn that was submitted at the trial was genuine?
But it's the genuine article. Sorry to break it to you, but the urn is the genuine article. Pearls went back to Crane Village and had it examined.
Is that right? Oh, that's nice, but I don't see how...
What she discovered was that the urn had been broken. Again.
Did you say again?
Yes, it was broken once, a year ago. And now it looks like the same thing has happened. And quite recently, too.
Recently? Are you saying that this urn was broken recently?
Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Why do you think it was broken recently? How do you know?
Well, I mean,
This poster, it was made recently, right? Poster? Oh, the poster for the exhibit. Well, at the time when this photo was taken, the urn said, I am on it. But now, for some mysterious reason, it says, Ami. When the urn was fixed, the letters were transposed. I am? What does that even mean? I don't know anything about that. I wasn't even there when the photo for this poster was taken. Well, that was a mistake. Now, tell the truth. Wait.
for...
Even if the urn was broken, I had nothing to do with it.
Huh?
Yes, that's it. It must have been one of the people at the photo shoot. They probably dropped it. I'm sure that's what happened.
Well, it looks like she's not going to give up the last part of the cyclock so easily.
Do you have any proof that the urn was broken here at Lord Taylor? Well...
Well, Miss Andrews?
What is this supposed to mean?
Oh, there's pink paint all over this urn. And there's pink paint all over the floor and walls of this basement warehouse. In other words, this urn was broken here. You can't weasel out of this one, Miss Andrews.
But...
Uh-oh, she's trying to make her escape.
But you can get pink paint anywhere.
Well, there's none in my office, that's for sure.
Well, there is in my room.
Liar.
Anyway, the paint on the urn and the paint on the floor, there's no proof that it's the same paint.
Come on, this is getting ridiculous. The proof of the paint in the paint with the box in the paint. This box, the urn was stored in this, right?
Yes, that's right.
Well, there's pink paint on this box as well. I think you already know where I'm going with this, don't you?
Yes, more or less.
The paint on the floor has an odd shape imprinted in it, doesn't it?
Yes.
Well, if you put this box into the impression of the paint, you can see it fits perfectly. Which means that the box was right over there! And that is when the urn was broken!
Your name does you justice, Mr. Wright.
I'm always right. Hooray! I did the thing!
I'm so sorry. I was the one who broke the urn.
Boy, does this make me feel like some kind of evil school teacher.
I'm a terrible person. Not only did I break it, but I tried to hide what I did. Well, that's not so hard to understand, is it, Pearly? No, not at all. I know just how she feels. It happened about 2 weeks ago, just after the poster photo was taken, and on the same day the urn arrived here. I thought I'd put it away down here for safekeeping. I was carrying it in the box when I tripped on a paint can and lost my balance. The box I was carrying crashed to the ground. I heard a terrible noise and thought my heart was going to stop. Fearing the worst, I opened the lid of the box, and that's when it happened. The broken pieces of the urn fell out of the box and landed right in the paint. I was in shock and let out a huge scream.
Poor Adrian. That's some shit that happened to me.
I can totally see how it could have totally happened.
Yeah, as clumsy as she is, I'm sure Maya understands.
All I knew was the most important treasure in all the Korean village, so I tried as hard as I could to fix it. Fortunately, the shards were pretty big. And that's when the I am got changed to Ami. I didn't know how it was originally written, but any sane person fixing it would have assumed it said Ami. Any sane person? Really?
Oh, Pearls. She said she wasn't very good at spelling. She's so cute.
Anyway, I put the urn into the storeroom, and no one had seen it since. But there's something I don't get. When we first came here, I didn't see any paint stains. Well, that's because it was so ugly and embarrassing. I used the golden statue to cover it. The Ami face statue.
Aha! The first time that we came down here, it was on the night that the sacred urn was stolen.
But Mr. Nick... there were no paint marks on the walls or the floor of the warehouse when we were here. Well, there's a good reason for that. On the day of the crime, around noon, that golden statue just happened to arrive for the mountain training hall. And I realized that the statue would be the perfect size for covering up the paint stains. That's why I put it where you first saw it. I see. Now it makes perfect sense. But there's still one thing I find strange. What is it, Pearl? Oh, the day after the urn was stolen, we came here again. And at that time, the statue had been moved and the paint was clearly visible.
Oh, she's right about that. Well, Miss Andrews?
Huh? What? I don't know anything about that. I placed it there to cover the paint, so why would I move it again? Well, then who was it? Who would have done it and why?
On the day before the theft, the statue was definitely closer to the door. Then the next day, it was moved. But why? Updated. We're getting lots of updates. We're getting lots of clues. It looks like there's some connection between the Sacred Urn and the murder case.
What? Why? Why do you think so, Nick?
Because that night, the real thief, Ron DeLight, was at KV Security. So then, why did another Master Mask show up here? A lot of different things are pointing to one undeniable fact.
One undeniable fact?
The murder trial is starting tomorrow, but it looks like that thief is going to be making another appearance. To be continued. You'll drive from location to location. You never check in the trunk, so I had there's always a raccoon in the trunk. Always a raccoon in the trunk. Of course, of course. Peanut hands and eyes. Most he can drive without eyes. They just need prosthetics for the others. That is a weird ass image. I would draw some weird ass fan art of a piranha plant trying to drive a car with like a prosthetic human hand and shit. We're thinking about a plant with wooden legs. There you go, driving at full force, running at full force in the hallway. Yeah, that's some Silent Hill shit. No, thank you.
Hey, Nick.
What is it this time?
You won't believe how many people are here for the trial.
Well, it is a murder case.
What are you talking about? They're here for the trial next door.
Next door?
Why don't you know this, Nick? They're having Detective Atmy's trial today.
Detective Atmy?
They say they're going to try him as Master Mask.
Already? That was fast.
Boy, I'd love to see Master Mask's trial.
By the way, where's Pearls?
Oh, she went back home. She said she can't neglect her training anymore.
I know you don't like me. Pearls has really gotten into her training lately, huh?
Yeah, ever since that incident last year.
Please don't ignore me!
Oh, Mr. Delight, good morning.
No one likes me. No one would notice me even if I killed someone.
Come on, don't be silly. Wait a second.
You don't mean you're the murderer?
No, I'm just a poor thief.
No, wait, that's not right. A thief can't really be poor. Now, let's see. According to Mr. Delight, from his second crime on, he was following a bunch of set plans. Plans that someone had been sending to him to help him commit the heists.
Do you really think that there's a connection between the thief and the murderer, Nick?
It's possible, but today's trial is a race against the clock.
Huh? How come? Let's just take our time like always.
I'm afraid that's not an option. Oh boy, here we go. Smack! Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Ron DeLight. The defense is ready, Your Honor. You're ready? Preparation is the last refuge for the weak. Okay, now settle down, everyone. Let's begin with your opening statement, Mr. Godot. Oh, God, he's got the judge in the palm of his hand. Yet again. Ron DeLight is simply too young to be sent to war. That's all. I'm afraid I have no idea what that means, Mr. Godot. Ha! Then you need to get out more, Your Honor. Life is war, but that is exactly why you must be more precise in your wording. That's all my statement means.
evidence. You understand now, right?
Alright, yes. Well then, let me briefly summarize the details of the case. Wow, the judge is just taking charge like he knows what's going on for a change. Well, the victim is Kane Bullard, CEO of KB Security. His body was found in a safe at approximately 9 a.m. on the morning of the 13th. However, the time of death was estimated as 1 a.m. the previous day.
And that's when our lost little kitten dropped the ball. That little lost kitten is, of course, the defendant.
Smack! Well, very well then, Mr. Godot. Please call your first witness.
I never drink more than 17 cups of coffee during any given trial. But the first one is always the best.
Mr. Godot, your witness?
Okay then, let's hear what the defendant, Mr. Ron Delight, has to say for himself.
The defendant? Well, Mr. Wright, does the defense have any objections? It may be a bit of a disadvantage having the defendant testify, but...
I remember when Mia was defending me. She allowed me to testify so she could do the cross-examination. She put a lot of trust in me back then. We have no objections, Your Honor. The defense will allow Mr. Delight to testify. Huh. You've got guts, Trite.
Smack! Alright then, Mr. Ron Delight, please take the stand.
You did it, didn't you?
Yes? What? No, that's not true! For a moment there, I thought we set a record for the shortest trial ever. Well, Mr. Delight already looks plenty guilty with the face he's making.
And once he opens his big mouth, he'll probably put the last nail in his own coffin. Very well. Now then, can you tell me something? If you didn't kill Bullard, why did you go to KB Security?
Well, that's kind of hard to say. Boy, I wish I could go... Smack! Now then, let's hear some testimony about what happened.
God, it's just good. It's just gonna be bad. It's all gonna be so bad.
Well, that evening, around 1 a.m., I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security. Well, the blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there. I'd been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was. 1 a.m., the exact time the murder took place.
The weak get washed away by the tides of fate. The strong drink it up. It's bitter today, too. Just like my destiny.
You'd never know that from the way he's chugging it down. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you please. My date with the president's daughter. Yeah, you remember that movie? Random. That evening around 1 a.m., I went to see Mr. Bullard in his office at KB Security.
1 a.m., huh? You're absolutely sure about that?
Well, yes, that's what my watch said when I was entering the CEO's office. No. Oh, actually, I'm not really sure. My watch was slow, and my internal clock was also a bit... 1 a.m., that's the exact time the victim, Mr. Bullard, was murdered, correct?
It's too late for a coffee date, that's for sure.
The blackmail letter I got, it ordered me to go there.
It ordered you there?
Well, it was the first time I'd gotten a blackmail letter that ordered me to go somewhere. Does that mean you've gotten other blackmail letters then? Well, of course. They'd say things like, steal this, or take that. Well, why don't you save those for later, Mr. Light? Please don't say any more. Now then, what should I do?
Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Might as well. So what did the blackmail letter in question say? Well, it said to bring $50,000.
Money, huh? It's a perfect motive for committing murder.
Oh, but wait! I never intended to pay that money anyway! Oh, is that right? Well, after all, he had nothing to hold over my head. I had nothing to be afraid of. An important point indeed. Schmack. Witness, let's have that added to your testimony. Yes, sir.
Huh.
A muddy mud skipper in outer space has a better chance of surviving than I do. The
blackmail threat didn't scare me. It wasn't going to cause me trouble or anything. Just what were you being blackmailed about anyway?
The blackmail letter said if you don't want your identity revealed, correct?
Well, I'm sure it was referring to the whole mask-to-mask thing. But I wasn't worried. Mr. Bullard didn't have anything on me.
He didn't?
Well, anyway, I don't care what anyone says about me. Just as long as Desi believes in me.
So that's why Mr. Light didn't believe he was Mask to Mask.
Well, that's how I knew they were hollow threats. I've been working for KB Security until a year ago, so I knew where his office was.
You used to be security chief for KB Security, right?
Yes, that's right.
A security chief? You?
And yet, a year ago you were fired without notice. Revenge for an old grudge? A perfect motive for murder, wouldn't you say? Well, this isn't good. Maybe I should change the subject. Why are you fired? Mr. Delight, please tell us why you were fired from your job.
Well,
the world is filled with those who have said, I wish I'd never asked that. Okay, then I take it.
Schmack! Defendant, please answer the question.
I needed money.
You needed money?
Well, you see, Desi loves to spend it. It's kind of her hobby. Not exactly the best hobby in the world, huh, Nick? My salary wasn't nearly enough, so I stole data from the company. Come again? Well, KB Security has a lot of security info in all sorts of companies. And since I was a security team chief...
You stole some data and sold it.
Mr. Bullard found out and I was fired immediately. What? I wish I'd never asked that. I was somehow able to keep it secret and made it seem like I had quit on my own. What is it, Nick? You don't look so good.
Someone who brings harm to their company is fired as punishment. You do well to remember that.
He sure told you.
So you admit that you stole data from your company, is that correct?
Yes. I'm sorry.
Schmack! Oh, this is a very important fact. Please add it to your testimony.
Oh man, this whole thing just took a big turn for the worse, crashed, and blew up. And it caught on fire, and then someone came and took a piss on it, but the piss was made of gasoline, so it just made the fire bigger. It's gonna take the jaws of life to rip this case from the clutches of disaster. Oh boy. But Desi doesn't know about that. Why would you do something like that? Well, for Desi's hobby, what else? Wasting money, huh? It's not a waste! So, Miss Delight doesn't know that her husband was fired, does she? So it would seem. I'm not sure what to think about couples who keep secrets like that from each other. I can't believe it. This case has gotten even mine to think seriously about couples.
Please try to stay focused, Mr. Wright.
There wasn't much to his testimony, was there? It sounds like he's avoiding something. At least, that's what it sounds like to me. Uh-oh, I've got a bad feeling about this. We better be careful. But if we don't find a way to make him spill the beans, we'll never get closer to the truth. Yeah. Okie dokie. For this one...
Objection!
I was you changing Godot, you change. I was looking at something and you decided you're changing it. I'm afraid that reason's gonna hold up anymore. What do you mean?
The victim had no proof the defendant was Mask to Mask. But you were the one who stole company secrets only 1 year earlier.
But that was all over once I was fired. But it is true that the fact that I sold secrets was kept under wraps. Even so, there was no reason for me to pay up now a whole year later.
Is that really true?
What is it, Nick? The fact that Ron was stealing company data? I wonder if he wouldn't have had a problem. If he would have had a problem if that ever became a public knowledge. Yes, it would. Mr. Delight, I believe you would have been in considerable trouble if your identity as a company data thief was made public.
Mr. Wright? What are you trying to do by bullying your own client?
Ha. Men are like colonies of bacteria. The more heat you apply, the faster they grow. That's exactly right. Well then, feel free to keep up the heat, my little lawyer amigo. Little lawyer amigo? Yes, now come on. Provide some evidence to back up your assertion. Why would Mr. Delight want to keep his data-stealing secret from going public? Well, that's because his waifu. We all know about his waifu. Come on, guys. Don't be dumb. Mr. Delight, what you said just now doesn't match what you told me yesterday. Huh? What doesn't? I think you must have been scared, very scared, of having a certain person find out your secret. Ooh. A certain person? Miss Desiree Delight, the defendant's wife. What? Listen to me! My Desi, she's... Looks like if I just sit back and relax, the fun will end before it truly begins. Oh, Godot! Yes, we know. It was all your wife's fault. What do you mean? Mr. Delight stole company data to pay for his wife's spending habit, for which he was fired. Unable to face his own wife, someone used his dirty little secret to blackmail him. And that is how this murder came about. Oh. No! Everything's falling neatly into place for him! Don't talk about my Desi like that! Or you'll be sorry! Well, it seems that we've learned a great deal of things here so far. What do you think, Nick? I didn't think it was possible to get so thoroughly whipped in just 20 minutes. Clearly, there was a sufficient motive for murder. He stole data for his wife, and he killed to protect his secret. A family man who cared just a little too much. The motive is clear. Let's move on. Oh! What happened at the crime scene at 1 in the morning, Mr. Delight? Come now, tell us. We're all ears. I don't like it. I don't like it. If you take up Godot's mask, he has no eyes. You'll find out about his mask and why he's wearing it and all that stuff. Turn up. You're in baby sister's bed now. Okay. Previous 2 messages. Cyber demon. Oh, goddamn. No murdering demons in the trial, goddamn it. We need to keep this place clean. This is the court of law. Damn it, you do that shit outside. You do that on the go murder your demons outside in the lawn. Oh, when I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Sure looks like at me, doesn't it? Suddenly I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed. If I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. When I came to, Mr. Bullard was lying there, dead. I see. Or suddenly hit on the forehead, huh? I believe the detective from yesterday provided similar testimony. He should have struck him on the head from behind. Of course, since Adney turned out to be the culprit himself, that was all a lie. No one's gonna believe a pathetic lie like that. What are you saying? I really was attacked! Schmack! We'll find out if what you say is true or not during the cross-examination. Got that, Mr. Trite? Don't go easy just because he's your client. If I see any sign that you are, I'll treat you to another cup of my special blend. You don't need to worry about that, Mr. Godot. I have faith in Ron. I know he didn't do it. When I entered the office, there was a suspicious shadow there. Who was this suspicious shadow? Well, if there were 1,000 of me, and even one new, I'd tell you, trust me. He's dodging all of our questions, is not helping us with this case. Okay, then how was the victim Mr. Bullard at the time? What do you mean, how was he? Was he already dead? Or was he alive? Maybe he was the one who hit you in the first place. Well, that's a good question. What do you think, Mr. Wright? Forget it. Suddenly I was hit on the forehead. After that, I remember being a bit dazed. Your forehead. Yes, I was hit in the forehead as soon as I entered the room. It was an amazingly fast and powerful attack. Do you remember anything about who hit you? Well, like I said, it was a fast and powerful hit. So I think I was a little dazed for a while. I don't think Mr. Delight even grasped what you were asking. Yeah, I'd like to show him a fast and powerful attack myself. Maybe that would knock some sense back into him. Well, if I hadn't been wearing that, I would have been killed. That? Could you please clarify what that you were referring to? Well, my Master Mask costume, of course.
Wait just a moment. Master Mask?
Huh? Oh, did I forget to mention it before? Just to be on the safe side, I dressed as Master Mask. And then I descended upon the office of the CEO of KB Security.
What?
Nick, did you know about this? He never told me this. I don't recall him ever mentioning it to me either.
Even I didn't know that. It seems our little friend really loves to keep secrets.
I'm sorry, I just never had a chance to mention it up until now. Wait. Oh no, that's not right. You know just how some things they just slip your mind.
My sixth cup of coffee is staring up at me coldly.
Schmack. At any rate, we can't ignore this new piece of information. Witness, please correct your testimony.
I'd have been killed if I hadn't been wearing my Master Mask costume. Why were you dressed up as Master Mask? Why? Because I'm Master Mask, of course.
What are you talking about? Master Mask trial is being held next door.
Oh, yes, I guess so. Anyway, at the time, I thought I was being blackmailed over the Master Mask issue. So I thought I should go as him, just to be safe.
Aw, boy.
Well, let me tell you, it's a real pain to move around with that cape. But that's why it took a lot longer than I expected.
Took a lot longer? What's he talking about?
What do you mean by took a lot longer? Oh, opening the safe, of course. My cape got caught in the safe door, you see. This all happened when I was hiding Mr. Bullard's body.
What was that? Back up a second.
Yes?
You were the one that hid that body in the safe?
Well, yeah.
Well, inconceivable! Smack! Why? Just, what reason would you have? What were you thinking?
Question. When does someone toss their dirty shorts in the washing machine?
Huh?
The answer is simple. When they take a shit.
Well, as usual, I have no idea what you're saying.
Do you mean that Mr. Delight hid the body because he's the murderer? Ha. So you're not as stupid as you look. His metaphor this time was really obscure.
Mr. Wright, you don't mean that you knew about this whole safe business, do you?
Well, yes?
Why am I the only one not in the loop here? Smack! Witness, make sure you add this to the testimony.
Yes, sir!
Oh boy. Oh, looks like the storm front is moving in just over Fairweather Judge.
I panicked and hid the body in the safe. It took about 10 minutes. Why did you hide the body in the safe anyway? Well, because it wouldn't fit in a drawer. That's not. When I saw the corpse, I kind of lost it. I thought, if they find the corpse, they'll think I did it.
I think you had a simpler reason for that. It's because you killed him. That's why you spent 10 minutes hiding the body.
Well, that certainly makes more sense.
Hold on. Wait. 10 minutes? What is it, Nick? I just had a thought. Under those circumstances, would you normally try to hide the body? And spend 10 whole minutes to do it? Under those circumstances? What circumstance? Oh. Hey, Nick, if you think his behavior was so strange, why don't you present some evidence that would show just what those circumstances were? That's it. I'll take a look at the court record and present some evidence. We heard this from Mr. Delight yesterday, didn't we? There's not much in his testimony either. I bet you he's still hiding something. I wouldn't be surprised. We'll just have to draw it out of him. I just hope he doesn't make things any more complicated.
We all know about the thing with the thing. With the thing. We all know what the thing is that with the thing that we be messing up there. Your Honor, could you please take a look at this record?
Oh, what might this be?
The record for the emergency buzzer that connects the CEO's office to security. If the button in the office is pressed, a security team is supposed to come running. And according to this record, the buzzer was pushed once at 1:02 a.m.
Where?
If Mr. Ron Delight truly was the murderer, he would have ran as soon as that buzzer sounded. After all, a security guard would have been heading his way. Let's remember who we're dealing with here. He probably had no idea where the security personnel, that there were security personnel in the building. Up until 1 year ago, my client was working as a chief of security. There's no way he wouldn't have known about them. But as it turns out, the guard never came. Well, that was nothing more than a coincidence. The fact that the guard was a pathetic loser who had just gotten punched in the face by his ex's new boyfriend wasn't anywhere in the vicinity of, was not something that Mr. Light could have not have known.
Objection.
Words.
Again, remember who we're dealing with here.
It's a sure bet that Mr. Delight didn't even notice the buzzer going off. Bullshit, this buzzer's extremely loud. There is no way he could have ignored something like that. If he had been conscious, that is.
Conscious? What do you mean by that?
Fine. Let's hear your theory. Recall the defendant's testimony. The moment he entered the victim's office, someone attacked him. Mr. Delight said he felt dazed. I'm willing to wager that he was knocked unconscious for at least a few minutes.
Unconscious? So he fainted?
That's why Mr. Delight didn't know that the buzzer had sounded. And that's why he thought he had time to hide the body. So what are you trying to say? Mr. Delight was knocked out and the buzzer went off soon afterwards. Now, unless my client was able to hit the buzzer while he was unconscious, it can only mean that there was another person in that room. That's right. Whoever it was, they knocked out Ron Delight and they pressed the buzzer.
Smack! Order the court! Mr. Wright, this way.
This is preposterous. It was this kid. Ron Delight is the one who killed King Bullard. Then who pressed the buzzer? It was the victim, of course. He pressed the buzzer when the defendant attacked him. He didn't die right away. He must have held on long enough to push that button. Ah!
Mr. King Bullard sounded the buzzer himself? What's your opinion on this, Mr. Wright?
I need to prove that the real criminal was there at the scene, but how? Can I prove that it wasn't King Bullard who sounded the buzzer? Oh, God. Yes. The defense's opinion is this, Your Honor. This piece of evidence proves that it wasn't the victim who sounded the buzzer. There was no fingerprints on the goddamn button. I believe this is the piece of incontrovertible evidence you were looking for.
The emergency buzzer? Is there some kind of clue on it?
Absolutely not. Hey, come on now. At least give some thought to what you say before opening your mouth. The fact that there are absolutely no clues is itself the clue.
Now I'm the one who's clueless.
This button has no fingerprints on it. If Mr. Bullard had really pressed it himself, naturally, he would have left his fingerprints behind. Ron Delight obviously wiped them off. Why would he? A guard would have come in at any moment. He touched that button. I know he did. The defendant, Mr. Delight, was dressed as Mask the Mask. And Mask the Mask always wears gloves.
What reason could he possibly have had to wipe the button for your fingerprints?
Smack, smack, smack! Order! Order! Order!
Oh, it would seem. I've been forced to eat crow. I wonder what blend number crow flavored coffee is.
However, if the real killer was there at the scene, why would that person press the emergency buzzer?
Shouldn't they have, like, run away without putting themselves in extra danger?
What's with this awkward silence all of a sudden?
Looks like you're fresh out of parlor tricks. They're on to you, Nick. Just give me a minute to collect my thoughts. The real culprit killed Mr. Bullard around 1 a.m. And Mr. Delight just happened to waltz in when the murder was taking place, right? The killer clobbered Mr. Delight and then sounded the buzzer. Even though security was supposed to respond right away if the buzzer was pressed. Security was supposed to respond.
Smack! Time's up, Mr. Wright. Let's hear what you have to say.
Very well then. Oh, you've got some guts. I like that in an opponent.
Why did the real killer sound the emergency buzzer?
Why? Because... to call the security guard. The killer knew that if they pressed that button, a guard would come running. And that was exactly what they wanted.
Do you mean to say the killer called the guard on purpose?
Yes. Although, as it turned out, he never showed up. Because he was getting his clock cleaned at the time. Huh. What a touching story. You're saying the killer had a change of heart and called the guard to turn himself in. No, I'm not. When that buzzer sounded, there were 3 people in that office. The victim, Kane Bullard, who was already dead. The defendant, Ron Delight, who was out cold. And the 3rd person, the real killer.
Hypothetically, yes.
Now then, in this situation, if the real killer made an escape, what would happen? The only ones left in the room would be the victim and Ron Delight. And if any security guards came in running at that time, they would think I was the murderer. Yes, that was precisely the real killer's objective. To frame Ron Delight for the murder. I love his delayed spectating.
Smack! Smack, sir! Smackaroni and cheese! Order! Order!
It would seem I've been made to eat my words once again. Actually, you've been made to do a spit take with a cup of coffee. Mr. Wright, who was it? Who was it that tried to frame me? Wait a second. I'm the one and only Master Mask, so... Nick, you mean the real killer is... We're gonna drag that person in here right now. But who is it? I don't have any solid proof yet, but think about it. The killer knew Mr. Delight's identity, and they also knew that he had been called to keep security that night. So the killer used him to execute a well-crafted plan to murder Kane Bullard.
Smack! Now then, let's hear your accusation, Mr. Wright. Who was it that framed Roger Rabbit?
Well, it be that boy. Detective, look at me. He's the only one who could have done it. Ace Detective. Look at me?
You mean Master Mask did it?
Your Honor, the person being tried in the court next to us is not Master Mask at all. He is, in actuality, the true murderer of Kane Bullard.
Smack! Correct, smack! Order! Order! Mr. Wright, explain yourself!
Theft and murder. Which is the more serious crime?
Or they're not even close. Murder's the more serious crime, of course. It's a capital crime subject to a capital punishment.
Please remember that the trial from yesterday, if you would. Please remember the trial from yesterday, if you would. When Look at Me confessed, there was a huge commotion in the courtroom. Of course, a famous detective was unmasked as Master Mask. Instead of being convicted of murder, he was found guilty of grand larceny. That was his true objective all along.
To be found guilty?
Master Mask had the perfect alibi for when the murder took place. He was stealing the urn at Lordly Taylor. In other words, being found guilty as Master Mask was Look at Me's airtight, watertight, and unassailable alibi.
A guilty verdict? As an alibi?
Dag, yo. You know, it's almost time.
For what?
For Look at Me's verdict. It was a pretty simple trial after all. If we're gonna stop this trial and stall that one, we need to do it now. Of course. That's assuming you have proof that the detective was the one who committed murder.
Mr. Look at Me trial has indeed attracted the attention of the entire country. If we were to intrude and fail to provide adequate proof of his true crime, Mr. Light would be left with no grounds for an appeal.
Am I really sure about this? Huh. I bet it's only good when your life's the end. Mr. Wright, I believe in you! Mr. Delight. So please, I'm begging you! Thanks, but my decision will determine the rest of your life. Can I really risk your life like this? Phoenix. What was that? Don't stray, Phoenix. For your client, take the path of trust. That voice, it sounds like... Mia!
Your Honor, the defense requests an immediate recess!
Huh. So that's your answer, huh?
Schmack. Very well. I've decided as well. This court will now take a 20-minute recess. Mr. Wright, when we return, please summon Mr. Look at Me to the stand.
Yes, Your Honor.
Oh, damn.
Well, Sir Detective at Me.
I have to say, Mr. Payne, you performed splendidly.
Oh no, Sir Detective at Me. You were the one who...
Schmack. That's enough. This court sees no reason to further prolong this trial. This court finds the defendant Look at Me.
Wait! Don't hand out your verdict yet, please! Well, Sir Lawyer, welcome to my courtroom.
Who's this hoser?
My name's Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. And I wish to file an accusation against this man. Look at me.
Accusation? You accuse Master Mask?
That man is not Master Mask. He's just a ruthless murderer.
What?
Dag, yo. Dag, yo. I hate to do it, but I might have to stop streaming it here because it's killing my throat. Probably because I'm still recovering from the flu. At least my throat is. If I ever get a VR game, you should play as Hello Puppets. Oh God, that sounds scary. Why? Why? Why puppets? Why would it be puppets? I want to keep going because this trial gets really good. But yeah, I'm gonna have to give my voice a rest. I can already feel myself losing my voice. So I'm gonna end the Phoenix Wright stream here. I will stream something else. So I will be back with something else in a few minutes. So thank you guys for hanging out with me in the Phoenix Wright time. And sorry to stop it at such a suspenseful place, but my poor throat can't take it anymore. And I will be back.